Welcome back to the Mayor's Update, folks.
Yes.
We're here with a very special guest, Angela from the Home Builders Association. She's the executive director, and she's going to talk a little bit about an amazing show that's been happening for several years now. And we're going to start off with a trivia question.
Why not? That's the right way to go, right? We haven't had a real Mayor's Update for 4 weeks, except for the one we did last Friday night.
Yeah.
Right? So it's great to, let's start back to trivia. That always gets a great way to go. Tell us.
All right, so what was the first year that the home show actually started in St. Thomas?
Well,
that's what we want to know.
And we got to say in the modern era, because there was time when we did it in a local empty factory and other things. But at the Joe Thornton Centre, the Timken Centre, that era, what was the first year of that? Right, I like that.
It's pretty exciting.
Yes.
And the home show is finally back in full force this year after COVID took it out at the knees, basically.
Oh,
you know.
It was the type of event that COVID attacked, right?
Fiercely.
Right. Because our home builders do such a great job in our community, but some of the things they do is tell other people what our community stands for and why we do what we do. And the home builders were just not able to raise the money that the home show normally would do for us and share. Everybody remembers the 25% more life in St. Thomas. Yeah. Well, it was things like the home show as a fundraiser that really allowed our homeowners, our home builders, to tell those stories. Well, we're back, folks. We're going to do it.
So, Angela, can you tell us a little bit about what is going to be at the home show this year? Because I hear it's almost sold out.
Again, we are considering this a sold-out show. We have 118 vendors this year that we're really excited about.
Excellent.
Anywhere from windows, flooring, hot tubs, which I mentioned earlier. I'm excited
hot tubs
about.
Are amazing.
Home improvements, home builders. You know, you can come and visit. Many of our members will be there that weekend, our builder members, and we can talk about what product they have available, an up-and-coming product, and all the innovative things that they do locally and put into their homes. Tons of prizes. I don't know.
Well, and many booths have their own prizes, but prizes from the show itself. And you also have a great number of speakers, which is more than just dropping by booths and seeing what type of toilet seat you might want, or other things that are available out there from a great plumbing point of view. I wasn't being rude. That's right. But also, there's some great speakers to talk about other things that are happening in life, including how we're building and what we can do, and apprenticeships and stuff. So share with us some of the speakers.
Yeah, so this is new this year for us to have these speaker moments, and I think we have almost a dozen lined up, and anywhere from talking about home design,
right.
So Kim from Gearlinks Home Hardware will be there talking about design. We have Kim Destin from the St. Thomas Fire Department talking about fire safety. But one in particular that's really important to us, we have Angela DeVries coming from the Thames Valley District School Board. She'll be talking about the OEAP program. So parents and youth and students in our area can come and hear a little bit more about apprenticeship opportunities, how to gain some skills and some certifications before they even leave high school. So that's really cool. That's Saturday at 6 o'clock. But we have a full lineup in Jeff Ray has helped us out with his hometown St. Thomas.
Hometown St. Thomas magazine. We're using it as our Bible right now, and thank you, Jeff, for putting it out early, the home show edition, because it is got more information about the home show than you'll need, right? And but please take a look. You'll know what's there and where the booths are, and there's a map. There's everything.
And that's one thing I have to say is Sharon, our home show coordinator, has been incredible. So events by Sharon, and so so this is something she knows off by heart. This is something I've been supporting her with, but she's really the one that has pulled a lot of this together. So thank you, Sharon. And we're excited. We're really excited about this year. Last year we were going into it knowing first year back after, the world had shut down, and we didn't know what to expect. And then we had to move the show into June. And that month just doesn't really work for a lot of our vendors. That's usually when they're already immersed in their busy season. And so having this show in March this year will give an opportunity for so many local businesses to interact with potential new clients.
On the growth season, on the busy season of the summer, that home renovations and other materials are available. So it lets them spend some time in what would be their off time.
Exactly. And I've said before that so many of our vendors and businesses that are with us that weekend rely on this show for their upcoming year ahead. And so we're just really, really excited that this show is taking off the way it is this year, and that we get to offer that to them.
Well, there was just so the folks at home know, there was a period of time between jobs for me where I spent 1 or 2 home shows working with one of our local landscape companies, and because I wanted to hang out at the home show, so it was great. And wouldn't the Beamish Landscape Company book almost all of the room they had for the summer, or especially landscape design, at that one show? That's what this is about. For if you're thinking about it, or you think you might want to see some great designs, come on out and see.
So in addition to those speakers that we have this year, we are kind of opening up the Doug Terry room, which is where these speakers will be, to sort of a bit of a calming resting station for people. They can go in and visit with Kate Van, local brewery. There's an interactive curling sort of setup. I think
we can visit with a local brewery.
I'm looking to go curling.
And you can go curling
at the same time. Oh, yes.
This is the most exciting the home show has ever been.
Oh no, this is full of event, right? Yes. Can we do Mayor's Update from the home show, or at least tape some things there of neat fun,
there and then share it.
Because I plan on being most of the weekend. As the mayor, I love to be at the City of St. Thomas, because we have so many people who move to our communities because of great home builders for us to meet. And so even last year, you're right, wrong time, wrong place, a bunch of things that could have been better. We met so many people who in the last 2 or 3 years had moved to St. Thomas, bought a home, were really pleased with where the choices they've made. I'm just so looking forward to this year and getting to meet those people.
And I appreciate your support.
Well,
it added some extra character to the weekend by
I have a lot of
Joe
fun
there.
Right. Oh yeah, Joe's talking again. Leave him alone. No, it's fun. Right.
And I think, Angela, you had a question. There was the mayor's luncheon that was at lunch
today.
It was held by the Chamber of Commerce. It was an amazing discussion. So Rogers recorded it. Please check it out. There's a lot of great information. And Angela, I believe you had a question that you didn't get to answer because they ran out of time.
Well, I did, and I did walk out and I did hear the word housing, so I'm not sure what you covered in that time. And it's a bit of a lengthy question. Is it okay if I go for it? I guess, earlier today, Mayor Joe mentioned that there's about 1,000 people per year
at least
calling St. Thomas
coming into St. Thomas.
Yes. And Mayor Grant from Southold highlighted some of the challenges that Bill 100 and Bill 23 are posing. And so what we all know is that the provincial government has committed to implementing the recommendations of the Housing Affordability Task Force, and to reach the goal of building 1.5 million homes before 2030. I guess I'm going to fast forward in, and we're all still learning some of the intricacies of Bill 23, but what I was just going to ask earlier today is if we could identify some of the core challenges in your view to getting the homes built that we need to have here in St. Thomas. There's a lot of people.
Right.
Again, 1.5 calling Ontario home.
Right.
And then
and I get the province's thought on Bill 23. I'm still a firm believer that this will help us build many more homes and get the right types of accessibility and affordability in housing that we need to get.
Right.
One of the big things talked about today was the accessory units that are part of Bill 23, that anybody who owns a single family home, provided from a building permit point of view, it is allowed for them to have a basement apartment. There's the right egress and entrance to that basement apartment, or even an on-site, a garage unit or a granny flat type piece. Bill 23 is, I want to say, forcing. Look, St. Thomas has already been at the top of this, of saying yes to this. We want this to happen. But many communities have said, not in my backyard, the whole NIMBY piece. And there's a whole lot of communities that had to be forced by Bill 23 to say yes to this, provided it meets a number of other requirements. Driveway space or parking space, plus the ability to hook up, So, look, I'm yet not convinced that that Bill 23 from the province has any negativity at all. There are some parts of it that cities will have to plan around. We currently can't, on an affordable housing piece, charge development charges. Well, I'm okay with that. I'm trying to attract supportive housing and affordable housing. So as a mayor, I go, I get it. I won't get my normal development fees off that. The rest of us will have to pay for the hookups of sewer and water and stuff. Right. When did that become bad? I think that's good. And so I keep saying to everyone, including some other mayors who've said this is going to cost us millions. Okay, can we go about 6 months or 8 months of Bill C-23 and talk to your own home builders, because I've certainly have attended your home builders meetings and talked to a number of home builders, and none of them see the downside of it. There's municipalities that are seeing the downside, but as the mayor of this one, I say, let it roll, let it rip. Let's get the housing built, and we'll talk about this in 3 or 4 years if indeed it's got some problems to it. I think it doesn't. That's just my opinion.
I agree, and I appreciate that. And one thing that I do often hear from you in more of a broad spectrum, and a word that we like to use, Paul Jenkins from the Chamber and myself and Sean from Economic Development, we all work together, a couple of people from Doug Terry Homes, just to prep some, so we're all on the same page when it came to the election time last spring. A word that we like to use was attainable. And I often feel when I hear, you speak and our other municipal leaders, that is the goal locally, and attainable meaning there's,
Clearly, I don't think we get to attainable. I'm not sure we get to anything
instead
that
of affordable.
Right. But the attainable housing piece comes with an increase in supply. It clearly does. And clearly right now, we have some, whether it's interest rates difference or property availability difference, that's causing us some angst on the single family home builders. But from a higher density market rent apartment, that level of housing, the attainable housing, needs to be continuously built. As a mayor, in my inaugural speech to this term, I said 500 housing units a year. Now, a couple of large market rent apartments covers that for us. It truly does. It gives 500 people homes. Now, I live in an apartment now, and 200 of the people that live in the same apartment building as I live in mostly got out of 3 and 4 bedroom homes and went there. Well, that still builds us the attainability for other people. I'd like to test this to that degree as much as we can in good times and in bad. As the city of St. Thomas looks forward to huge employment growth, we need to be able to house those people. And we need to start now on the housing at the same time as we start on building large industrial facilities, so that at the same time we merge into what's available.
Definitely, and I was thinking that today while we're learning more about the industrial space and how it will be potentially used. We got more housing.
Well, great. 3,000 new great jobs for St. Thomas means housing for those people, or at least regionally. And it has always been broken up that way. And I know, Grayden, you and I have spoke of this before. About a third of the people at any major facility around us, whether it was the old Ford facility or anyone else, about a third live in St. Thomas, about a third live in London, and about a third live in the rest of the surrounding area, the Central Elgin, South Wolds of this world.
That's right.
Okay. Exactly what we've been saying. Let's all grow at the same time and do the right things and make it as easy as we can. And Mayor Jones from Southwold said today, well, I might have some trouble with this accessory units on having 3 families living in one home in Southwold. Yes, you might, if you don't regulate it properly or look for the right builders to do the right job. And many of those, and we talked about this just a bit before, that if this is a first-time home buyer buying a home that he can split or she can split into 3 units, help cover the mortgage today on today's interest rates, and clearly in 10 years turn it backwards if they want, and turn it back into a single-family home. So that's the accessory part. We need to keep working on that. We must be able to house the employment needs of our future. As the mayor, I keep saying it out loud, build now, build now. We The supply will help with the attainability, and the demand will be there any second.
Yeah.
So to take it back to Mayor Jones's comment, what he was talking about was the services.
Right.
So when they're building, and when builders, what they're doing is they're paying for the services that the municipality is providing. So what he's concerned about in Southold is that if you have a 3-person dwelling and then it goes into a 6-person dwelling, the sewer, the water, all of those services, all of those
capacities should be fine and should be being looked at today as you build it. Now, many homes in rural, Southwold perhaps, might be using a septic system rather than hooking up the wastewater. Certainly might be using a well instead of a water thing. Yeah. But if it is regulated by the community, then those sizes need to be able to fit in that house. That instead of 3 people on average living in a home, I think is what he said today. Yeah. It might be 6 living in that home. So that does require greater wastewater capacity, greater water capacity. But let's know that now. Let's go ahead and build homes with the ability to put accessory units in. Yep. So absolutely great on our home builders to do that.
Right? No, it's incredible. We've got a question for the home show.
Great.
And the question is from Faye Gallagher, and she's saying, is there a weekend pass or is it $10 per day?
It currently is $10 to enter. You could potentially,
That's a great question.
That's a really great question. We've never had somebody want to attend all 3 days.
Really?
We would definitely encourage
Except for those of us working
and
there.
And this is a great question, I guess, because we have speakers on different days. So what I would say to that is maybe come and see me. I will be there pretty much the entire weekend. If not myself, Sharon, or the people at the ticket booth, and we can definitely help you out. We won't be making you pay 3 times. If you have speakers that interest you and you want to come back.
Yeah. It's a great question. You stumped us a little. We like it.
That's right.
Right.
Absolutely. And then we've got some other comments that came in as well throughout the week for Mayor's Update. So I've got my notes here. I'm just going to pull up. We had a question from Sylvia Ann, and she's saying this is an amazing venue for interacting with the mayor, which I obviously agree. We've been doing this for 4 years now. So the question is regards to water coming out of taps, and apparently they've heard that there's been that derailment and the controlled burn off of vinyl chloride in East Palestine, Ohio. And according to reports that they've heard, the plume of the burn-off crossed Lake Erie into Ontario and Quebec. And these molecules adhere to moisture in rivers, lakes, streams, and even the air. Can you report water testing results to ensure the people of St. Thomas are paying for safe drinking water, as well as any provincial or federal results or reports regarding this incident or effects? Thanks in advance.
Certainly, I'll share each of those, the answers to each of those. Our own primary water board and secondary water board tests water before it's sent into the municipal system. About every 15 seconds, I think, is the answer as to how often is it tested. It has a increase in chlorination from time to time, depending on algae in the lakes. But from the problem in Ohio, we've had no indication at all. And I also have spoken to the federal member of parliament and the provincial member of parliament to ensure that their levels of environmental control are watching this as closely as they possibly can. We get very little south to north weather systems, even especially not in the winter. They're normally from the north because that's why there's a lot of snow and stuff in them. But when we do, we will watch what is occurring in Ohio. Yes, it's only a couple hundred miles from us, but it's certainly not in a weather pattern that comes to us. But I've handed it off to both Karen and Rob. Karen, MP Vecchio and MPP Flack, to make sure that their environment people are looking at it. But the water people in St. Thomas tell us we're really safe and in great shape.
Very good. Thank you.
Oh, I've done my homework this week.
I'm going to learn a lot of new things. Do I get to stay? I mean, this is...
No, it's great. No, by all means. You're stuck here with us until the show's over now.
Wonderful.
So, we may get more questions about home show that we can't answer, so you're here.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, we've got about 8 minutes left.
It flies by.
Yeah, no, it does.
Oh, it does.
So Tony Bendel's got a draw. He's raising money for the Legion, and they're getting close to their draw. So he's saying, join me this coming Thursday at 12:30 p.m. on the St. Thomas Legion's page. and they're going to do their draw. And if you haven't entered,
so tomorrow night, please enter. Look at the great work that our Legion does in our community. And even though Tony every so often, no, Tony's a great guy and really gives his life effort to helping this community. So thank you. Help him out. So for tomorrow night's the draw, go to the Legion webpage.
Yep, the Facebook page.
Facebook page.
It's $5 for a ticket.
Wow.
So it's not even expensive.
And you know that he didn't personally say, "Hey, Mayor, you haven't bought a ticket yet."
He hasn't said that yet?
No, I will do that tonight.
He usually watches the show.
I will do. He does, right? I should watch more of what Tony's doing. Right?
It just reminded me of something that really
Go ahead.
One of the prizes at the home show is Gearlink's Home Hardware has helped us out with a motorized cooler. I'm interested to see.
Oh, you can drive your cooler to the beach?
We may be riding it around the arena that day. I'm not sure, but I'm excited about that. You have to come to the show to figure out.
And we've got a few free hamburgers at the home show this year, too.
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's something Wendy's has done back 100 years, it seems, as far as the home show. But it's a great weekend for us. Spring kind of breaks, and people start getting out and looking at what they could do to build a deck and whatever else. And we don't mind if they come have a hamburger. So we do that, too.
And speaking of 100 years ago, we've got our other trivia question was, what is the population, or what was the population of St. Thomas 100 years ago? And if you don't know, you can find it in the current edition of Hometown St. Thomas.
Right. I'm going to hold up, right? 1923 was 100 years ago. Okay. So what we're looking for is what was the population of St. Thomas according to Steve Peters' article in the Hometown St. Thomas magazine. Right? So that's how you win. Right?
So we've got two trivia questions out there. There is that one.
Right.
And the other one is, what was the first year that the modern home show was held in St. Thomas at the Timken Center, what is now the Joe Thornton Center?
Right. And we don't have an answer back. Where's Margaret? Where's our best answer?
So we changed our format a little bit because I'm only on YouTube and I'm getting people to click through because it's better quality.
Yeah.
But it's more of a hassle in terms of
anything you do to make the mayor look better, that's a really good thing.
You're looking very sharp. We're all looking very sharp.
Is there filters on that?
There's many filters.
Yeah. No, yes.
Yeah. We need them.
Yes.
But we should talk about the songs. Suds, Songs, and Stories, which is Friday, March 10th, which is featuring Sarah Smith, Jay Allen, Olivia Mae Graham, and tickets are $25 in advance and $30 at the door at Railway City Brewing, which is coming up fast.
Which is a fun time to go to an event, or a fun place to go to an event. You might have a beverage or two.
Maybe. Oh, and they call it Two Toonie Tuesday.
Yes.
Going on. So it's
two toonie. It has to be $4.
Yeah. Okay. I really wish they'd stayed with Toonie Tuesday, but I get it.
Yeah, I get
inflation is
inflation.
Like,
yeah. 2 toonie or 4 loonies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get a 16
Can we say a forney? No, I'm sorry. I won't do there.
4 loony Fridays.
Yeah.
4 loony Fridays. Yeah, they should just do that like every time.
Yeah. Okay, so that's another. And Grayden, I came prepared with no events this week of what's going on in town.
So
I'm counting on you. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next one is the Choral Connection, which if you haven't gone to one of their performances, you're missing out because they're just phenomenal. And they've got the Brahms Ein Deutsches Requiem, and it's with the orchestra and guest soloists. Hugh Van Pelt is a conductor, Clarence Fraser is baritone, and Chelsea Van Pelt is a soprano.
Wow, excellent. And where is it happening?
That is happening at Knox Presbyterian Church in St. Thomas.
Yes.
They have amazing acoustics, and it's on April 7th. So we'll mention it again, but we just want to give you a heads up.
Right.
Get your tickets before they sell out.
I missed a concert at Knox last week. Ended up at the Salvation Army sing. They had a great choir in town, and so Stephanie and I went to it last Saturday night. It was incredibly good.
I have an event I could share.
Go.
Absolutely.
I'm heading from here over to Streamliners, and they are hosting in honor of Women's History Month and International Women's Day. Each Wednesday of the month, there's a speaker, with the exception of next Wednesday. So it's last week, this week, and then the last 2 weeks. And this evening, we're going to hear from Angela DeVries from Given Shop, like a full lineup of really interactive, hardworking, successful,
You know, we didn't say it's International Women's Day, and even though it's Mayor's Update, we need to say today is International Women's Day, and we need to recognize the women and the women entrepreneurs in our community. And I saw a profile of you just the other day
Right.
from our Chamber of Commerce.
Nice compliment from the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
That was very cool. Yeah. And then they're representing or honoring 23 women.
Right.
In 23 days in 2023. Yeah.
Oh, I get it all now. I wondered why we didn't get a whole month worth. I understand now. Okay.
But to go back to the series at Streamliners, it's really, really cool. And Jack Smith-Wilson has already talked. So she talked last Wednesday.
Right.
And you're right. There's an amazing lineup of women that are all talking on Wednesdays. And Maria herself is just a phenomenal entrepreneur.
I can listen to Maria's stories all the time. Right.
Yep. And my
what
sister just went with her to
she's
Nicaragua.
done to develop her business is incredible.
It's absolutely phenomenal. The coffee,
well, you know me and my coffee.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 minutes left here.
Wow.
I know.
Nobody answered the trivia questions yet, but we may get them after, and we'll still recognize you as being correct if you're correct.
In the chat, so if they go for them, then they're in.
Right.
I guess in addition to the home show, and I mean, I could take a few of these last seconds.
Go ahead.
Is on the Friday, on the 24th, on our kickoff day from 3 to 5 p.m., there is a social in the Doug Terry room for all the vendors, for all the St. Thomas and Elgin Home Builders Association members, for our local dignitaries, and as well as anybody interested in our association can contact me and join us as well and learn more about our association and what we do. And that'll be from 3 to 5. It will be a licensed event and ribbon cutting.
Grayden will be my guest.
And the mayors will be judging all the booths, and we'll give out a few little trophies.
Why I missed that, because for years we judged all the booths, and it was hard.
My favorite is the working toilet. That's always been my favorite one.
Well, hopefully we have a working hot tub. That's exciting.
Yes.
Who are the hot tub vendors that are coming?
It was just secured yesterday. Yeah. So Sharon, I don't have the
it
actual.
It grows each day. This is
home show. Going right to the last minute.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Perfect.
I love hot tubs too. That's been I got a hot tub, and it's been the greatest boon in my life.
The text was, we secured a hot tub, and we're just excited to have
perfect.
Something different.
Yeah, I want one. It could be a lap pool, so we just swim laps
Well, I'd wear my Speedo if indeed that was capable.
One of these days, Joe.
I'm going to have to wear my Speedo. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
Probably not to the home show. There's maybe children there, so we have to be careful. Right?
Oh, man. All right. Well, we're at our time here.
Wow. It goes fast.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out.
Angela, thank you for coming.
Answers? Oh, thank you so much.
Well,
we never did.
Do we do that normally?
We'll get it. Some people will share with us, and then we'll put them in.
Oh, Faye Gallagher. 17,779 was the population.
At exactly the population of St. Thomas.
So you are in, my friends.
Right. So you're into Grayden's magic phone. He has a mixer-upper that tells us who wins at the end of the month. So as we get an answer to the home show one, they'll also be recognized, and they're in the group. Perfect. Well, thank you for Mayor's Update. It's great having Grayden back. He's traveled the world, and we get to now see him in person. So Mayor's Update works really well. And I cannot wait for the home show. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year. I'm pretty tired by the end of it because I stand and talk the whole time, but it's just right. It's a great thing for our community to answer the questions about what home builders are doing, what people who sell these services have, and what the city is offering also. So it's a great place to be for the weekend of the home show.
And I thank you, for your support. I'm not sure that there's that many cities that have a mayor support a home show the entire weekend. So it's pretty fortunate here, and other employees from the city of St. Thomas, and we really, really do appreciate the support.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, thanks to our viewers, thanks to our sponsors, and thanks to our guests. And
it's love having the guest.
Yeah,
this is perfect. Otherwise, Grayden and I have to sit here and kind of pretend we like each other.
And our viewers just go down and down and down. But
anyway,
next week. All right, take care, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.